This is our 2021 wrap-up video. We wanted to say Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, and a little bit of a look back on all of the wonderful books that we've published this year.
Yeah, and I would like to start by saying thank you so much to the authors that we've worked with. They're a wonderful bunch of people, really, really lovely to work with. And I just want to say a big thank you to all of you. And the great news is that this year we published 10 books. That's a pretty good score for a little publisher like us. So today we're going to have a quick look back at all the books that we published.
What a beautiful stack.
Yeah. So this one is Stolen Love, Fractured Lives by Lynn Behan. It's the third book we've published for Lynn. She writes historical fiction and fiction with a cross-generational slant to it. This book is about a family whose life is impacted by Huntington's disease. And it's great reading.
So part of it is set in the 60s, so I wanted to pick a font that sort of reflected that era and evoked that feel. Mother and daughter obviously is the family aspect, and then the shattered glass sort of texture around them is to do with the fracturing of the lives that is created by the Huntington's disease.
Then we have Easter Murders by Richard Zappa, and this is his second book. And he's writing a series, Joe Crowder Detective series. And I think the cover here just says a lot.
Obviously, there's a dead body. No spoilers. There's a murder in this book.
There's several murders. And the bodies are left on the front doors of churches.
Yeah. So hence the religious. So, oh, he's swapping laps.
Oh.
Yeah, your turn.
Yeah, so and Richard's got another book in this series coming out next year. So that was number two. Then we have book number 3 for this year, which was Between Worlds, and such a beautiful book, inside and outside. Love the cover.
I'm very happy with the cover. It definitely sort of wanted to capture the sort of dreamy aspect. There's a lot of moon imagery and water in the books. There's several sections, so I did some custom design on the part pages for this, as well as some custom underlines on the chapter pages, and then there's a lot of section breaks, so we put a few pretty section breaks in. I was quite happy with the interior design that we ended up with on this.
And
a few more bells and whistles than we would normally do on a standard book formatting.
And I think the mood really reflects the mood of the book very much. And then we took a little diversion from AIA Publishing, and under Escarpment Publishing, which is our imprint which publishes things that we can't publish under AIA because it's not a novel or a narrative memoir, we published a children's book.
I did work very closely with Fern, the illustrator, and also Tina, the author. We had a lot of 3-person Zoom meetings. Tina also had some lovely words for us. I want to say thank you for the beautiful work you've done on Tiny Can Help. I received my many copies the other day, and I am still amazed at how good the physical books look. Much better than what I had in mind. My experience working with Escarpment Publishing was delightful. Both Talia and Rose were very professional and easy to work with. Thanks, Tina. It was a pleasure to work with you too.
Yeah, it's nice. Only Oblivion. Now, this is a stunning book. I just love this book. Again, the cover is very evocative. It is, and I love the design. And I think it's the kind of book that a lot of people need to read, because it's educational. It's a narrative memoir, so it reads just like a novel. It's that well written. And it deals with a woman she's homeless. She falls in love with an alcoholic. He's a narcissist. She ends up suffering from his coercive control. And this is the story of how a woman gets out of this. And I think it's like a cautionary tale that we need to, particularly as women, know these stories so we can avoid them. And if you fall in love with an alcoholic, you need to know what your future is likely to be. Good stuff.
I can definitely testify that it's well written, because this is one of the books. Sometimes when I'm formatting the books, I accidentally find myself reading whole chapters at a time and not doing the formatting. And this was definitely one of the books this year that I found myself doing that too, because it's just very sort of...
It grabs you.
Yeah, there's a lot going on in this book. Yeah. So obviously the cover design was inspired by the alcoholism in the book and the depiction of that. And the woman is trapped within the bottle to symbolise that the trapped within the relationship with the alcoholic. And then the colours, she spent some time at a
Tibetan Buddhist cult.
So anyway, the colour scheme came from the Tibetan maroon and yellow sort of colours.
Yeah. This is an unusual book because it's got a child protagonist. The main character is a child, but it's not a children's book. It's not a children's book because the themes that it deals with are adult themes. And we have this lovely, innocent young girl who, she's annoyed with her parents, and she's sitting by a lake, and suddenly there's a splash, and out of the lake comes a robot. So the story is about the little girl wants to make everybody good. And it's a very simple, lovely, innocent little idea that she has. And as she goes along, she gets all these followers, and she's got a thug basically in this robot. So she can sort of point at someone and go, he's a bad guy, and zap, he's gone. So throughout the book,
a unique story.
It's a unique story, yes, but it's what happens to the little girl getting all of these followers and what it does to her, how she becomes just a little bit, well, I won't say because it might give it away, but...
So the author of God's Gift, Remy DeWitt, had a lovely endorsement to send to us, so I'll read that for us. Publishing a first novel is a learning experience fraught with pitfalls for the unwary. Writing it is the easy part. From acceptance to publication, Talia and her team are the safe hands who will guide you through that experience. Always open and responsive, you'll emerge at the other end with a product you'll be proud to nail your colours to in front of a global market.
Yeah, so nice to get that kind of feedback from our authors. Yeah.
I love that one. Oh no, we've lost the cat.
Next, we published Engines Over the Amazon. This is a lovely book. The author worked very hard on it. We worked through several revisions with him. He has the ability to really evoke the era, the place, South America. The era is the 1930s, and how it was to actually fly these seaplanes. So if you want to immerse yourself back into that era, this is a great book to do it. I find it really charming.
For the cover, this one was fairly straightforward. It's got a plane in it. It's got an airman in it. There was some specific specificities about finding the right-looking airplane and the right-looking airman, and then we just put that over the Amazon.
So next, Escarpment Publishing published another picture book, but this isn't a children's picture book.
No, this is a book for the tourist market, based in Kiama. It's written by a local councillor to the Kiama area, who's also an artist. So he did all of the original artwork in this book, and
wrote the story as well.
So there are a total of 21 illustrations, which I did the digitization and retouching for, and then laid it out into this book. It's a very sweet little story about a local superhero called Bim, who's part cow, part dolphin. You'll have to read the book to find out why.
Yes, it's Kiama's Loch Ness Monster.
Yeah, Kiama's Loch Ness Monster / Spider-Man, because he's the hero.
Yeah.
He's saving fishermen and all kinds of stuff. So yeah, that's a very sweet one, based in our local area.
Book number 9 for 2021 for AIA Publishing is this Diary of a Lace Maker. Oh, I love this cover. It's just so elegant and gorgeous. This book is set in South Africa in 1749. It's about a girl who travels from Holland, the Netherlands, to work as a nursemaid. And she ends up on a wine farm. And It's all about the relationships between the black workers and the white overlords, and the girl is called Saskia and her relationship with both. And it's just an eye-opener, really.
This is another one that I accidentally found myself reading while trying to format it. The writing in this is just beautiful and very capturing. Now, the cover for this one was interesting. The author, Suki, is herself an artist, and she really wanted to paint something for the cover, which we thought was a great idea to give a visual of what the main character looked like. But when I looked at the other covers for the genre of historical fiction and what's actually trending and selling well right now, we decided to go for this more modern approach. The main character is a lace maker, so I wanted to try and have some lace-like designs on the cover and fabric textures. Suki had some nice words to say about it as well. I received 2 cartons of Diary of a Lace Maker today, and I'm so pleased. Your hard work on all of it really shows. It is a beautiful looking book. Largish type, ink a good black, well laid out, and it looks perfect. Thank you so much for all of your efforts. The book really shows it. Cover bold and feminine. Thanks for a sterling product.
Thank you, Suki. That's Suki.
Thank you, Suki.
So book number 10 for this year, which came out just before Christmas, is The Gorgeous Paola by Gary Craig. Now, this is Gary's 3rd book with us, and it's the 2nd in the Reverend Fountain Mystery series set in New Orleans. And I really do love this series. The characters in these books are just gorgeous. Again, this cover is quite evocative of the story. Do you know what Paola means? Do you know what Paola is?
No, I don't.
Paola is a scheme whereby musicians pay to have their music played by radio stations. So this book is set around this Paola scheme, but there's a murder
as well.
It's a murder mystery. Mm-hmm. But I guess you could call it a cozy mystery because it gets a very charming sort of quality to it. And it's set in the late 50s. So there's this historical element as well.
So yeah, the cover was very inspired by this main character who's a musician. So we've got the music notes and the sort of dramatic lighting on our singer. Also, Gary's very particular about the colours of New Orleans. So we went for the purple and gold.
So last week, William, who wrote Engines Over the Amazon, sent me an endorsement, and it just warmed my heart. It's just so lovely to work with such wonderful authors.
So William says, my experience with AIA was a wonderful journey, from first submitting my novel to a publication of a much polished piece. Talia and the AIA crew are wonderful, experienced, honest people to work with, and they guided me through the transformation of my story into a publishable work. Rose, the graphic design artist, did a great job on the book cover, colourful and eye-catching. After the work was completed and the book released, they continued to follow up and provide promotional guidance. I've never felt alone.
That's nice. Yeah.
Pretty much sums up what we do quite well as well.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. And I really don't want my authors to feel alone. Okay. So one thing I want to say about all these books and all the books that AIA Publishing publishes is that they have all made the way through a submission process, a highly selective submission process. So we are not just some publisher who will publish anything. I'm actually quite fussy.
You are.
You're
actually very
fussy. I have a couple of proofreaders that work on these books, and they both said this year, wow, I am so impressed with the quality of your books. And these are people who proofread a lot of books. Yeah, so I just wanted to say that, they made it to publication with us because they deserve it, because they are quality books. And so I really hope that anyone who's watching this video will actually go to our website and, pick up one of these or one of the many others that we've got there, all really worth reading.
We hope you had a wonderful Christmas and wish you all the very best for the holiday season and the new year.
Yes, absolutely.
Oh, are we going to say bye?
Yeah. Okay, bye!
Bye!